start with QT and Barnaby, because if everyone else gets something, they should too.
Okay, everyone gets to share it. Give me the map.
Well, since that's settled, let's get started.
Why don't you and Deke go?
Well, what about you?
Me? Oh, well, I'll go back to the circus and tell Dumbo what happened. That way the others won't worry if you're a little...
The Rams haven't been too hot lately, have they?
Please have a seat, sir.
Okay, just something.
The federal building in Los Angeles. And you probably heard about the Rodney King trials. They were held in that building. On the right is Union Station in Los Angeles. Also, Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal. Back to the Future with Michael J. Fox. And they also have the Metrolink, you know, here. And if you saw the television show Hunter, this was used in the opening scenes of Hunter. Is that unbelievable? Now the criminal courts building, the Hall of Justice has a tunnel that goes underground to the Metro Rail. This is the county courthouse here on the right. And you can see it's a very busy place. And it's the only building in LA that actually faces due north, south, east, and west. And it looks crooked, doesn't it? That is the skyline of LA. We're not going to go down there because they've got us blocked off. We can't get down in there anymore. Stripes is the second tallest building in LA. And that's the First Interstate. Back on the freeway here, the Hollywood Freeway, LA Dodgers baseball team, owned by the O'Malley family and the manager, Tommy Lasorda. 4 levels of freeway, and we're going to be on the top level. So take a look down. Skyscrapers of LA. Bet you did. 20s by Reverend Horace Wilcox and his wife Dada, and they had hoped that Hollywood would become a religious community. I'm sure that it was probably winter and they got here and the weather was incredible and they were going, wow, this is pretty good. And we do have good weather here about 11 months of the year. Very conducive for making movies, and so they moved, the film industry moved to Hollywood. And we have everything right here. We have the ocean, we have the mountains. Our local mountains are within an hour or two's drive. Came and rebuilt. The Warner Brothers bought a letter, and there was another director that bought a letter, and then the rest of the sign were donations from people. Warner Brothers Motion Pictures. And there were 4 Warner Brothers, 3 in the motion picture industry, and they hated each other, so they each had their own door. And there's the entrance into the sun here in Hollywood. And KNX News Radio 1070 on your dial. On the right here is the Hollywood Palladium. This is where the big bands used to play. Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey and Gene Krupa and Stan Kenton, all the big bands. On the left was the where they had the Aquarius Theater, where they had the musical Hair. Used to be the Earl Carroll Theater in the olden days. On the right is Motown Records. And coming up on this corner, Vine Street, the beginning of the Hollywood Walk of Fame discovered. You could stand at Hollywood and Vine. Well, that wasn't really true, but he used to always say that. If you notice on the four corners, there's a square with a circle in it, and that's in honor of the Apollo astronauts, the astronauts that walked on the moon. Now, if you look over at the Pan Pages Theater, you'll see that Lyle Lovett is appearing there. But now it has mostly stage production. You can see that some of these buildings, this is where they were having trouble with the sidewalks falling in. And the building, look at the cracks in the building from the earth underneath. This is they have a bra museum in there, in that style, and some handprints there, and it's really an honor if you get asked to be there. The old...
Estamos aqui em Beverly Hills, Hollywood Star. Ah, vamos andando. Vai vendo os nomes aí, porque eu não tô vendo nada. Oh, Lily George Sanders, Diana Kerr, Robert Stark, Jenny Randall, Phyllis Diller, Roger Wagner.
Kecil mak hidup. Lepas tu benda ni.
Oh no! Posso ver mais essas coisas. Hollywood. Sucesso.
have our coffee? Sure.
That's why they
Going on this, you would end up at La Brea and Wilshire at the La Brea tar pits. And in that tar, they found a lot of prehistoric animal bones. And it's a museum now. But it's the original. Charlie Chaplin did the video for Africa, We Are the World.
Chaplin Studio.
A rock walk here in the center with the handprints of the rock stars. And you'll find Van Halen and some of the famous rock groups. Also, the Beatles used to buy their guitars there, and a lot of the musicians do business at that guitar center. This area right in here has a lot of guitar shops, you'll notice. Real beauties. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, all of them burgers. Coming up this next street is Genesis, and if you look right behind this building on the corner, there's a white house with blue shutters, and that was the house that Nancy lived in. Oh, they painted the house that Nancy lived in Nightmare on Elm Street. And if you look down that street,